Hello and welcome back to Scioto for another Cyclones game here tonight. We have a junior high 7th and 8th grade volleyball match between the West Prairie Cyclones and the Trojans of Monmouth ICS. This will be the third night in a row. We've got a game up here in Scioto, a lot of action, all the different teams trying to get as many games in as they possibly can in this shortened time frame, this shortened scheduled period. Unfortunately, last night's junior high 7th and 8th grade boys basketball game versus Macomb didn't quite go the way that they were hoping. Didn't quite perform as well as they were hoping to, but hopefully tonight will be a different story and things will turn in favor of the Cyclones here at home. In about 30 seconds here, we're going to be wrapping up the warm-ups and getting ready for the national anthem. I'd like to give a shout-out to Dwayne Hewlett and Greg Phelps, as they have been vital in the implementation of this broadcasting service. They've done a great job of providing me with the tools that I need and getting everything set up with a really short time period, very little notice. And here's Caleb Hall on the mic getting us ready for the national anthem. And there it was, your national anthem. I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time here if the camera work isn't up to the quality that it typically is. I'm going to be running the camera as well as commentating here by myself tonight, and that's all right. The starting 6 for the Trojans here looks like 5, Clara Box, 21, Cameron Skis, 8, Lillian Caldwell, 6, Lily Mahoney, 9, Joanna Frakes, and I can't quite see who that is on the other side of the net. Here's the serve. That one going to be out. First serve of the game, out from Caldwell. Now serving for the Cyclones. It's Madeline. A little miscommunication there. That last player for the Trojans is 34, or 44, I believe. Olivia Price. Here's Sullivan with another nice serve. Back over the net. Set to Sullivan. That hit going to be in the net by Barkley. Now serving for the Trojans. It's 44, Olivia Price. That one hits the net. Goes over, though. Sorry, let me just zoom out here for a second. Served by Price. Here's Phelps with the hit. That one not going to make it over. Score is now 3-2. Cyclones are behind. Another serve coming here from Price. Webster to Sullivan to Phelps. Here's the Trojans' return. That hit out of bounds by Caldwell. Another point for the Cyclones here. Score is tied up at 3. And now here's Starbuck with the serve. Starbuck to Price. Hit over by the Trojans here. Here's Sullivan to Barkley. That one in the net, just gets it barely over there. And the Cyclones are going to score once again, making your score 4-3. Here's Starbuck. Over by Skis. Starbuck to Sullivan to Phelps. Nice hit there from Phelps. Not going to be returned by the Trojans. And West Prairie is going to go up 5-3 here now. The first game of the 7th grade match. Some good communication there from the Trojans. Skis hits it over. Here's Webster to Sullivan to Phelps. And the Trojans diving for that one, not able to get there in time, unfortunately, is Mahoney. Starbuck continuing from the service line. Score is now 6-3. That one not going to be able to be returned by Skis. Bad pass, lands that ball out of bounds. West Prairie takes the lead now 7-3. Here's Starbuck. 3 in a row right at Cameron Skis. And the Monmouth ICS coach is going to call a timeout to talk about it. We'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and also by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. You know, JoJo Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. You can stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home some cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights, like tonight, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, events live on the big screen at JoJo's. You can come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer on our area teams to victory. All of our TSSR live games are broadcast over there at JoJo's, so you can head over there and watch the game with some of the other parents, family members, friends that are supporting the game. That one, a nice effort there by Shipman. She's not going to be able to get that one to Sullivan to return it back over the net. Now serving for the Trojans is that was Caldwell. Here's Sullivan to Phelps. Nice little push over the net there. Here's Caldwell. Back to Box, who's going to find a hole in the West Prairie defense. They're not going to be able to return that one there. Score is now 8-5. West Prairie only lead by 3. Here's Sullivan, a nice little tip over the net, and Barkley, another nice play at the net. Shipman and Barkley, dual effort there. Or that was Phelps, I apologize. Here's Phelps to Sullivan, back to Phelps. Returned by Mahoney, and West Prairie's not going to get there in time. Drew Snyder on the court now, talking to his team about it. Score is 8-6. That's Starbuck, bad pass behind her head. The Trojans are going to score once again. Now it is 8-7. So nice serves here so far by Frakes for the Trojans. This one over by Mahoney. Here's Webster to Sullivan to Phelps, deep to the back row, saved by Caldwell. Nice little tip there from Shipman, back over the net. Here's Sullivan to Shipman, a nice little tip, and that's going to be a lift. Now Drew Snyder's going to call a timeout to talk to his team about this one as they gave up their lead. The score is now tied 8-8 in the first game of the 7th grade match here between the Cyclones and the Trojans. Once again, I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, the McDonough Telephone Co-op. This West Prairie game stream is made possible by McDonough Telephone Co-op's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning-fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. You can call 309-776-3211 to check your availability for their lightning-fast connection. Score is 8-8 here in Scioto so far in the first game of the 7th grade match. If you're just tuning in, I'm Ethan Hunt here, doing my third night in a row doing this. So if the and doing the camera by myself, so if the quality is not quite up to the standard that it typically is, I apologize for that. That hit flies out of bounds. West Prairie now trailing by 1. It's 8-9. That deep serve by Frakes to Webster in the back right corner, or back left corner, my apologies, is not able to be returned by the Cyclones. Here's Starbucks to Sullivan, finds Shipman. Back far right corner. That one going to be out of bounds, and the Trojans score once again, making your score 11-8. West Prairie now trails by 3. Nice job at the service line so far here by Frakes. That one going to be an ace. Phelps tried to get to it. Couldn't. 12-8 now here in favor of the Trojans. Here's Starbuck to Sullivan to Barkley. Far back row. And that pass bounces off the hands of Frakes here. And West Prairie is going to score. Substitution here from the Trojans. It's Charlie Russell in for Joanna Frakes. And now serving for the Cyclones is Taylor Phelps. Nice serve there, saved at the net by Webster. Barkley hits it barely over. Here's Phelps to Sullivan to Webster. Nice strong hit, but flies out the back. Just a bit too hard there, and West Prairie now trails 9-13 by 4 points. Now at the service line for the Trojans is 6. That is Lily Mahoney. That serve going to fly, though, right into the net, and West Prairie is going to score, making your score 10-13. Here's Barkley at the service line for the Cyclones. Nice little set there by Mahoney. Good play at the net by Mason Shipman, cutting the Trojan lead down now to only 2. West Prairie on sort of a comeback here. Barkley from the service line. Here's Mahoney. That hit by Frakes, not going to make it over. Hits it right into the net. Or that wasn't Frakes, that was 5, Box. Here is the serve from Barkley over the net. Here's Shipman. Sullivan back to Barkley. Joint effort there from Skis and her teammate, Mahoney. West Prairie going to try and return that one. It goes right into the net. West Prairie still down by 2. Score is 12-14 here in the first game of the 7th grade match. Serve from Skis. Starbuck to Sullivan. Nice little play at the net there once again by Shipman. A nice little block. Cuts the Trojan lead down to only 1. West Prairie down 13-14 now. Here's Shipman. Nice little serve there. Skis to Mahoney. Here's Sullivan. Back to Webster. Webster once again a bit too hard. That one flies out the back there. Score is now 15-13, and serving for the Trojans is 5, Clara Box. Starbuck to Sullivan. Tips it over the net, but that one's going to be out. West Prairie now trail by 3. Once again, score is 13-16. Here's Box with the serve. That one's going to sail out of bounds on the left side of the court. West Prairie is not going to try and make a play on it. Score is now 14-16. West Prairie only trail by 2. Serve from McCurdy. That serve not going to be returned by the Trojans. Nice little ace there for McCurdy. West Prairie now only down 1. Score is 15-16. Here's Sullivan. Tries to be sneaky with it and tip it over, but she's not able to get that one over the net. West Prairie now down 2, 15-17. First game of the 7th grade match, if you're just tuning in. Here's the serve by Caldwell. Sullivan to Phelps. Back over the net by Mahoney. Starbuck tries to return that one. That one going to bounce right off her hands, and Coach Drew Snyder is going to take another timeout to talk to his team about what just transpired there. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thank you for voting McDonough County District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, and again in 2020. They have 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. That's MDH, McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And once again, this stream would not be possible without their contributions financially to fund this. I know it's a strange time to have to watch your daughters, granddaughters, nieces play on the TV, but we're trying our best to bring you coverage of all the games. So West Prairie down now 15-18, and that serve going to drop right at the feet of Barkley. Not going to be returned. West Prairie now down 4. 15-19. Another nice serve from Caldwell. That one also not going to be returned by the Lady Cyclones. Another ace. West Prairie now down 5. Score is 20-15. Caldwell. Phelps. That one goes over the net in 1. And Price, I believe, is going to hit that one twice on her side of the net. Score is now 20-16. West Prairie down 4. Sullivan at the service line now for the Cyclones over the net. Joint effort there from 5 and 21. That was Box and Skis. Score is now 21-16. Here's Olivia Price back to serve for the Trojans. Phelps to Sullivan. Back to Phelps, a nice strong hit to the back row, returned by Caldwell, and a little miscommunication there between Frakes and Box, as they are not sure who was supposed to hit that 1 second. Shipman now in the game for the Cyclones, and Starbuck at the service line. Here's Starbuck to Sullivan to Barkley. Strong hit to the back row. That one's going to stay inbounds, though. West Prairie now 18-21. Coach Snyder reminding his team to talk loud and communicate. Starbuck, the serve. There's Caldwell to Mahoney. Starbuck, Sullivan, Phelps. That one a bit too hard. Flies out of bounds here on the left side. Score is 18-22. West Prairie still down by 4, and the Trojans need 3 to win. Here's a nice high serve. Phelps to Sullivan, back to Barkley. That serve that hit not gonna make it over the net. West Prairie now down 5 as the Trojans take the lead, 18-23. Barkley coming out of the game now, instead for Madison Adams. Webster to Sullivan, back to Adams, or Shipman, my apologies. And Sullivan there, tripping over her teammate. Adams trying to get to that one. Trojans now need 1 to win, 24-18. And they got a lucky break there as Caldwell serves that one into the net. Here's Taylor Phelps. Nice attempt there from Olivia Price to dive on the floor and return that one. The score's now 20-24. West Prairie down 4. Trojans need 1 to win. Olivia Price, by the way, I have on my sheet that she's only a 6th grader. So very nice job from her playing up. Webster, that hit unfortunately going to be too hard and sail out the back once again. That hit by Webster. The Cyclones lose the first game of the 7th grade match, 20-25. Thank you for joining in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be right back with the second game of the 7th grade match right after this.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room. Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, "You better come home because there's no roof." He said, "I look up and see the sky." He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our #1 priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
All right, and we're back. Thank you for being patient throughout that commercial break. 40 seconds away here from the start of the second game of the 7th grade match. Monmouth ICS Trojans took the first one, 25-20. A couple of nice jobs from the service line from the Trojans, including Caldwell, Frakes, and Box. They all did a very nice job. Several serves, several aces in a row. And now to start off the second game, Sullivan for the Cyclones is going to be at the service line, but not before Snyder. Coach Snyder makes sure that all of his ducks are in a row. Looks like their rotation might not be exactly what the coach wanted it to be, but serve comes from Sullivan regardless. And that was Mahoney trying to return that one, but she returned it on the opposite side of that pole there on the net, so that's going to be out of bounds. Second serve by Sullivan. Second ace by Sullivan. Score is now 2-0 for the Cyclones. Sullivan doing a nice job from the service line. Starbuck in for Shipman now after they made that change that they were supposed to. There's Caldwell. Price attempting the hit but not able to make solid contact with it. That one spirals right down to the floor. And West Prairie going to take the lead here 3-0. Here's Sullivan. High return over the net. Webster to Sullivan. Nice hard hit there by Caldwell. And a little tip by Sullivan. Here's Starbuck to Sullivan to Phelps. That one going to land out of bounds, and the Trojans are going to score their first point of the second match here in the 7th grade game. Back to serve for the Trojans now. That is Caldwell. Nice hard serve. Back to Webster. Sullivan to Phelps. Here's Caldwell. A little miscommunication there by the Trojans, but they're able to save it. Sullivan to Barkley. Nice hard hit to the left side. Returned by Caldwell. Here's Webster to Sullivan, and she's going to be in the net, unfortunately. So the Trojans are going to cut the West Prairie lead down to only one. Score is now 3-2, and Caldwell continues from the service line. That one going to land inbounds. Webster thought it was going to be out there on the right side, but it landed just in. Nice placement there from Caldwell on the serve. That one, though, too hard and is going to be out. West Prairie now lead 4-3, and Starbuck is back to serve for the Cyclones. Starbuck. That was Skis, saved by Mahoney. Phelps, the hit back over. Caldwell. Here's Barkley. Caldwell to Price. To Box. That one returned by the Cyclones. They're going to take a 2-point lead here now, 5-3. Nice job. Nice little rally there by the Cyclones, and a nice job finishing it as well. Starbuck continuing from the service line. Here's Webster to Sullivan to Barkley. Just a high set over the net here. Again is Webster, Sullivan, and this time Shipman. Here's Mahoney to Skis. Starbuck, Sullivan, Phelps, too hard. That one going to land out of bounds, and another point for the Trojans. 5-4 here now in Scioto for the second game of the 7th grade match, sorry. Here's Shipman to Sullivan, back to Barkley. Diving effort on the floor by Clara Box. She's doing a nice job there of hustling, but unable, unfortunately, to get to that one in time. Score is now 6-4. West Prairie leads by 2. Here's Phelps from the service line. Box to Caldwell. Returned by Starbuck to Sullivan. Back to Starbuck. Now here's Webster trying to get things reset here. Skis going to hit that one over the net. Not sure she meant to do that. And Mason Shipman makes a nice play at the net. Just tapping that one right down in front of the Trojan player there. Here's Phelps once again from the service line. Score is 7-4. Skis. Taylor Phelps to Sullivan, back to Webster. Nice hard hit, saved though by Caldwell in the back row. Here's Skis to Mahoney. Starbuck, Sullivan, Barkley, too hard. That one flies out the back there, 7-5. West Prairie still leading, but now only by 2. And back to serve for the Trojans is 9, Joanna Frakes. Little miscommunication there on who that set was to. And that ball is going to drop. West Prairie now lead 8-5. And Barkley is coming with the serve. Nice play by Madeline Sullivan there on the net. She jumps up and spikes that one back down into the Trojans. West Prairie now ahead by 4. Score is 9-5. Barkley once again from the service line. Another miscommunication there from the Trojans between Skis and Frakes. And their coach is going to call a timeout to talk about it. And during this timeout, I'd like to remind you that you're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and also the Community News Brief. The Community News Brief is a free publication distributed over 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and more towns throughout the area. It provides local news to McDonough County and parts of Fulton County every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. To submit a press release or get advertising information for the locally owned publication, contact Lynn at 309-333-8245 or email communitybrief@gmail.com. That's the Community News Brief, and this is Cyclones Volleyball. Barkley serving once again. That one a little short into the net. Barely gets it over though, and Sullivan tries to spike it back down, but hits it into the net once again. Score is 10-6. West Prairie ahead by 4. Now here's the serve from the Trojans. I believe that's Mahoney. Here's Webster diving on the floor. Can't quite get to it in time. Going to drop. And the Cyclone lead is now cut to only 3. Second serve from Mahoney. Shipman standing out of bounds. Returns that one. Here's Shipman to Sullivan. Back to Shipman. And that hit not going to be quite high enough to get over the net. Another point for the Trojans. Score is 10-8. Serve from Mahoney. Starbuck. Sullivan. Webster. Looked like it would have been a nice hit, but unfortunately gets it right into the net. And score is now 10-9. Monmouth ICS on a bit of a comeback here. Here's Webster. Nice hard hit to the back row. Price tries to return that one. He's not going to get to it in time. Score is now 11-9. West Prairie ahead by 2. Here's Mason Shipman. Serving for the Cyclones. A Strange little hit there by Clara Box, but return back over the net by the Cyclones, and they're going to score, making your score 12-9 here in the second match of the 7th grade game. Here's Box, deep to the back row to Shipman. Sullivan. And now Webster. Webster and Branch fighting over it. Another miscommunication there from the Cyclones. Results in another point for the Trojans. Score is now 12-10. And Skis is serving for the Trojans. Here's Phelps to Sullivan to Branch. Branch able to find a gap in the Trojans' defense. Nice little hit there. West Prairie ahead now 13-10. Here's Webster. Nice little ace there from Webster. That's 19. Charlie Russell not able to return that one for the Trojans. Another serve coming here from Webster. Here's Skis to Price to Mahoney. West Prairie going to score once again there. I believe a Monmouth ICS player was in the net. West Prairie had 15-10 now, 5-point lead. Here's Webster. Another ace for Webster, finding gap between the front and back row, and the Monmouth coach is going to call another time out here to talk to her team about that. I'd like to take this time to remind you that we are sponsored by United Community Bank. United Community Bank's services are designed to keep you in the game when you're on the go. With online and mobile banking, that's nothing but net. To friendly services you can count on. From the leader of community banking, choosing UCB is always a slam dunk. Visit a location near you with branches in Bushnell, Colchester, and 2 in Macomb. UCB is member FDIC. Back to the action here. West Prairie leads 16-10. Kennedy Webster still serving for the Cyclones. Nice hard serve, but not quite high enough as it goes into the net. The Trojans are now cutting the lead down to 5. Score is 16-11. Box there, a nice serve. Sullivan, little tip to get it over, and the Trojans aren't able to return that one. 17-11 now for the Cyclones. Then we're going to have a substitution. And the game is Frakes for Russell, replacing her in the front row. Here's Sullivan to Caldwell. And Frakes going to hit that one's out of bounds. 18-11, West Prairie now lead by 7 as Sullivan continues to serve. That's Skis. Here's Webster to Sullivan. Back row. Mahoney to Frakes. Phelps. Play at the net by Sullivan. Here's Webster. Sullivan. Phelps. Nice little rally we got going here. And that pass by Mahoney, not able to be returned in time from Price. That one's going to drop, and West Prairie now take an 8-point lead. Nice serve from Sullivan. Here's Price. Starbuck, Sullivan, Barkley. Another nice little rally we got going here. Here's Webster, Starbuck, Sullivan. Nice save. Skis, Mahoney, and Frakes. Back to Phelps. Sullivan. Back to Phelps. Let's see if they can score here. Nope, saved by Skis. There's Mahoney again, and here's Caldwell. Starbuck. Sullivan, Barkley, hard to the back row, saved by Box, and not able to get to in time is Mahoney. West Prairie going to take that long rally. and score the points. Score is now 20-11. West Prairie lead by 9. Here's another serve from Sullivan. Webster. Sullivan. Barkley. Hard to the back row. Bounces right off the hands of Box. And West Prairie now take a 10-point lead, 21-11. West Prairie needs 4 to win here. Second game of the 7th grade match. Into the game now for the first time is Chloe Kelly for the Trojans. There's Box to Skis to Mahoney. Kennedy to Starbuck. Sullivan trying to get to it in time but can't. West Prairie now lead by 9. Score is 21-12. Here's Caldwell back to the service line. She's done a great job here so far tonight. Let's see if she can continue it. Here's Starbuck to Barkley to Sullivan. That one, Kelly to Caldwell. Here's Webster, Sullivan, Phelps. Nice hit. Caldwell returns it though. Here's Starbuck. Sullivan trying to catch the Trojans off guard. Hit back over by Frakes and over the head of Starbuck. Nice little job there by the Trojans. And Coach Drew Snyder is going to call a timeout to talk about it.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, you know, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
And we're back. West Prairie lead 21-13 in the second game of the 7th grade match. If West Prairie wins this, we're going to go to a third game. Serve currently belongs to the Trojans of Monmouth ICS. Here's Caldwell. Starbuck to Sullivan to Phelps. Over the net, here's Skis trying to get it to Kelly, but hit it too hard. West Prairie now takes the lead 22-13. West Prairie needs 3 to win and send this one to a game 3. Here's Starbuck with the serve. And unable to be returned by Cameron Skis. West Prairie now taking a 10-point lead once again. They need 2 to win now. Let's see if they can do it. Starbuck once again. Nice hard serve to the back row. Skis unable to get it. Looked like it was down at her ankles. That one was a bullet from Starbuck. 24-13. West Prairie needs 1 to win. Here's Skis to Caldwell. Back to Starbuck, to Sullivan, to Phelps. And Caldwell unable to return that one. West Prairie here takes game 2 of the 7th grade match. After losing the first one, 25-5, they take the second one, 25-13. And we're going to get right back with Game 3 of the 7th grade match after these messages.
During this COVID pandemic, it is important you take care of your health, especially your heart health. Do not ignore the signs of a heart attack or stroke. If you have health concerns, schedule an appointment with your provider, and always, in case of an emergency, call 911. This message brought to you by McDonough District Hospital and Blessing Health System. See for yourself why Blessing Health System is the leader in cardiology and pulmonology services. Appointments available inside MDH. Learn more at blessinghealth.org or mdh.org.
You know, you see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
Okay, my apologies there on the late start. You didn't miss anything. Score 0-0. That was the first serve of Game 3 back here in the 7th grade match between Scioto and the Trojans. That one tried to get hit over the net from Mahoney. Not going to hit it hard enough, though, or high enough. And West Prairie is going to take the lead 1-0 here in the 3rd game. Serve from Sullivan, unable to be returned by Joanna Frakes of the Trojans. West Prairie now take a 2-0 lead. And here's Sullivan once again. Nice ace there from Sullivan. Unable to be returned once again by the Trojans. West Prairie now leads 3-0. Here's Skis over the net. Barkley to Sullivan, a nice little tip. Caldwell saving that one. And it's going to be inbounds. Webster thought it would be out, but it lands in. And Monmouth ICS scores their first point of the 7th grade Game 3. Here's Price. Phelps to Sullivan. Back to Phelps. Caldwell. Over the net by Skis. There's Barkley hitting that one over. Miscommunication there between Caldwell and Box. West Prairie is going to score once again, making your score 4-1. Here's Starbuck with the serve. Off the hands of Box and out of bounds. Nice little ace there from Starbuck. West Prairie lead 5-1 here now in Game 3. Here's Starbuck. Box hits that one back over the net. Here's Caldwell. To Starbuck, that one, bad pass right off the side of her arms there, and Trojans are going to take a 2 points here now in Game 3. Here's Webster to Sullivan to Shipman. Shipman able to find a hole in the Trojans' defense. Nobody standing in the middle there. Score is now 6-2. And we've got a substitution coming in for the Trojans. It's Charlie Russell, another 6th grader, in for Joanna Frakes. Here's Phelps over the net, another hole, same exact spot on the floor that West Prairie just scored in. Phelps serving once again, score is now 7-2. Here's Phelps to Sullivan. To Barkley. Barkley, that exact same spot on the floor. This time, Price is able to dive and get to it, but not in time as West Prairie take a lead 8-2 here in the 3rd game of the 7th grade matchup. I'd like to take this time to thank you for, thank you for tuning in to CSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. McDonough District Hospital Athletic Trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Center, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, can provide expert help to Cyclone student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. You can learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. Serve coming here for the Cyclones, who lead the Trojans 8-2 in Game 3 of the 7th grade match. Here's Phelps. That one, Starbuck thought it was over her head, but it wasn't. Coach Snyder going to take her out to talk to her about that one. Macy Branch in now for Starbuck. Here's the serve from Mahoney. Sullivan to Webster. Hard little push there. And Box not able to get that one over the net. 9-3 here now in favor of the Cyclones. Starbuck back in for Branch. And here's Barkley from the service line. Nice hit there. Caldwell able to return that one over the net. Here's Starbucks to Sullivan, back to Webster. Returned by the Trojans here. Starbuck, Sullivan. This time she tips it over, and the defense for the Trojans wasn't ready for it. West Prairie takes a 10-3 lead as they now feel as if they're in control of their own destiny after that second match win. Once again, finding that same hole on the floor is Barkley from the service line. 11-3 now, West Prairie leads. Here's Barkley to Sullivan, behind her back, a little tip there. Returned, though, by the Trojans defense. That's a nice return, way to save that one. Shipman finds that same hole right there at the top of the key, around the three-point line. West Prairie now lead 12-3. Take a 9-point lead here in game 3. Here's Mahoney. And Box couldn't figure out if that one was supposed to go to her or Caldwell. West Prairie now has a 10-point lead. Here's the serve from Barkley. Box, short hit over the net, though. Returned by Webster. And Madeline Sullivan finds that same spot right on the top of the key, around the perimeter, three-point line. And West Prairie takes an 11-point lead. Nice block there for West Prairie. That was Sullivan. And Sullivan, with a nice effort play, tips that one over. And the Monmouth defense isn't going to be able to return that one. West Prairie now leading by 12. This one is not close so far here. Barkley. That serve returned from Box, going to hit the out-of-bounds pole there on the net. And West Prairie now lead by 13. Here's Caldwell to Mahoney. To Box. That hit from Box going to be out. West Prairie 17-3 now. They take a lead of 14 points. Barkley once again to Box. Box, bad pass. None of our other teammates are able to get there in time. West Prairie now leading 18-3. And we've got a substitution here. This is 37. Chloe Kelly in for Clara Box. And Alexa Barkley coming out for Angel Day. Angel Day here serving for the Cyclones. Nice serve. There's Caldwell to Mahoney to Kelly. Webster, Sullivan, back to Webster. Would have been a nice hit, but can't quite get it over the net there. West Prairie leading 18-4 now here in the third game of the 7th grade match. Here's Webster to Sullivan. Back to Webster. Not a hit this time, but a little set. Here's Starbuck. And Sullivan says, I'm going to hit it. Nice job, though, from Mahoney, diving to protect that spot on the floor right at the top of the key. Now serving for the Cyclones is 12, Mason Shipman. Nice dual effort block there from Webster and Sullivan. She's pretty excited about that one. Score is now 20-4. That serve going to be short for Shipman. And it's going to be 22-5 now. Another substitution here for the Trojans. It's Box back in for Kelly. To serve. Clara Box. 20-5. Here's the serve. Out of bounds. West Prairie now 21-5. And McCurdy for Webster to serve. Here's McCurdy. Starbuck to Sullivan to Phelps. Phelps, that one going to land out of bounds. And West Prairie now lead 21-6. Here's Caldwell serving for the Trojans. It's Phelps to Sullivan. Back to Phelps here. That one, a nice little hit over the net by Russell, and Branch isn't able to get there in time for the Cyclones. 21-7 now. Caldwell continues to serve for the Trojans. Here's Phelps to Sullivan. She would have had a nice little tip there over the net, but it can't quite get it over. West Prairie now 21-8. Here's Phelps to Starbuck, back to Sullivan, diving on the floor. And the Trojans save that one. What a great effort from the Trojans. Here's Starbuck, though. Back over the net to Mahoney, to Skis. Starbuck, Sullivan, Phelps. Saved by Russell. Here's Sullivan to Phelps once again. Saved by Russell. And Sullivan to Phelps a third time. Let's try it. And you know what they say, folks. Third time's a charm. Although it wasn't a very pretty charm. That ball slammed into the top of the net, but bounces over in a favorable turn, I would say, for the Cyclones. 22-8 here. Sullivan serves to Russell. Here's Starbuck. Back to Sullivan. Back to Phelps. Russell saves it. Here's Sullivan. A nice hard push to the back row. Caldwell to box. Gets it over. And that's going to land inbounds. Starbuck not able to get there in time, or thought it was going to go out. One of the two there. 22-9. West Prairie still leads in this game 7 of Game 7. This isn't the NBA Finals. This is junior high volleyball. We're in Game 3 of the 7th grade match, is what I was attempting to say there. McCurdy, saved by Sullivan, saved by Phelps. A nice job there by the Cyclones of turning what looked like nothing into their 23rd point. Substitution here for West Prairie. It's Starbuck from the service line. To Price in the back row, saved by Box, saved by Caldwell. Here's Starbuck to Shipman. Far back row, that's going to land inbounds. Right there in the far back left corner. My left, their right. For the Cyclones' 24th point. They now need one to win, and we have another substitution here for the Trojans. It is 18, Marissa Bradford. And 17, Atziri Vasquez. Abby Starbuck over the net to Box, and looks like Mahoney wasn't quite sure who was supposed to take that one as West Prairie win the 7th grade game. 2 matches to 1. This one 25-9. Thank you for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be right back here in a couple of minutes with the 8th grade match, so don't go anywhere. This is your chance to go to the bathroom, grab some popcorn, and we'll be right back.